Hey there, it's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. We're going to be talking about townhomes, specifically damage insurance claims to a townhome. There's a lot of different things you have to look at, a lot of different things you have to know, and really they're in between. Townhomes are in between condos and regular single family homes, residential, when it comes to coverage, when it comes to the association. And so they're really unique. When you take a look at a residential home, you don't really have to worry about any other insurance policy than the policy you have. When you have a condo, sometimes you have to worry about, in almost all cases, you have to worry about not only your policy, but the policy of the association, what they call a master policy. And oftentimes, maybe a neighbor or two's policy comes into play too. If damage was above you and came into your condo. A townhome, it's infrequent to have damage that comes from a neighbor's townhome unless it's a fire. The other issue is that what we see mostly is water damage from roof leaks. So really when you own a townhome, pipe damage, which is rare, but mostly roof and water damage, okay? So let's get into some of the topics we're going to talk about here. I'm going to put this up now. So we're going to talk about policy and responsibilities, the other unit owners, association responsibility, and then finally roofing issues, coverage, and water damage. So the most important thing when you're buying a townhome that you need or should have done or need to do is what is owned by you, the unit owner, and what is owned by the association. So townhomes are more likely responsible, townhome associations are more likely responsible for exterior walls, roofs, private land like a backyard, balcony. Not all the time, but this is what we see more often than not. And it's covered for fire, storm damage, winds, etc. And normally you can, as a townhome owner, you can be insured by two different policies, one or the other. The H03, which is the homeowners, or the H06, which is a condo policy. Really depends on your agent, depends on the coverages you want, depends on the price. I can't give a recommendation either way. So, and the reason being, because you really have to know what your association covers. So, number 3, if damage to common areas exceed a limit, as you know, or it's not covered by insurance, then a lot of times you'll have an assessment to all the unit owners. You may want to check your policy and the policy of the association to see if they have coverage called loss assessment, which would help reduce any out-of-pocket depending on the number 1 assessment and number 2 the amount of what's in the insurance policy. So let's say there's an assessment of $10,000 for new landscaping, and 5 unit owners got to come up with the $10,000. If you have loss assessment, your loss assessment covers maybe $5,000. So if, let's just say that's for your individual policy, that means the only thing you'll have to do, you can make a claim for loss assessment, and then you pay the other $5,000 out of pocket, and the insurance company pays $5,000. So number 4, townhome. See, townhomes, they're a single family dwelling. All the owners own the land beneath their units. However, for condos, it's different. They only own the airspace and then the land together with other condo owners. Now, this section number 5 and number 6 is the most important. So you have problems with unit owners when it comes to the roofs. So you may have a roof with 3 unit owners, unit owner A, B, and C. Unit owner A does not have damage, unit owner B does not have damage, and the damage to the roof is under unit C. So then you have it, unit C wants the entire roof replaced. The roofing contractor says the entire roof is replaced, and the building code department says the entire roof needs to be replaced. Neighbors A and B say, wait a minute, we don't want to have to pay for a new roof. well, that becomes an issue. So that's what we see quite often. A lot of times too, contractors won't give a warranty if they just do a repair and don't replace the whole thing. So when you have those type of issues, when the owner is responsible for a roof and the other owners don't want to pay, sometimes the city can step in, because if they say that if one place of the roof needs to be replaced under their building code, the entire roof needs to be replaced. Now, how can you kind of eliminate some of those issues? I don't want to get too much into it. I'll tell you what I've seen. A lot of times there's an amendment of documents for the association where they give the reign of powers to the board or a roofing contractor to decide, okay, there's 4 different townhome buildings, 3 units under each building's roof. So it's 4 roofs. If we have to replace one, we'll replace them all. And that kind of makes sense, because if they're all built at the same time, 15 to 20 years later, if you need a roof on one building, you might as well just replace them all. So let's look at the association. The association has one duty. That's to maintain the property, keep its value. And if they fail to do that, they can be sued. So sometimes an owner can sue the association to enact a special assessment. And they will win, because normally they do win. Most states say the association has the duty to maintain the property. However, it should be noted that an association can't make an owner replace the roof if it doesn't need to be repaired. So how do you solve some of these minor issues? Again, let's take a look. Maybe the best is to leave all the roofing decisions with the association and not with the individual owners. Let's cover some roofing issues, coverage and water damage. As we said, it's mostly roofing and water damage. Here we go, back to it. That's what we see most of the damages in townhomes. So you really want to have the whole roof replaced, because there's things like shingles and flashings that you want to have match. You don't want a patchwork job. It needs to be seamless. Some issues: can't replace the individual owner roof because it wouldn't tie into the neighbor's roof. What does that mean? Again, we're talking about one section of one unit, but the other unit's roofs don't have any damage. It would look, not only does it look awkward, it wipes out all the warranties, there won't be any warranty, and the building code may not approve it. As you can see in number 3. Building code is going to say that you probably need a new roof when only a portion of it is damaged. And number 4, insurance companies say, hey, we realize it's a repair, we'll go ahead and pay for the repair. However, you're going to find a situation, roofing contractor goes for a permit to do the repair, building department says, no, wait a minute, we can't. Our code says you can't do repairs to townhomes, you got to have the whole roof replaced. Or they won't even give them a permit. So there's those things that come into play. Now, depending on the owners, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Some owners may not want to pay, but hopefully the insurance company would have that all paid for. There is a certain coverage that is very underutilized. Hardly any public adjusters utilize it, and most attorneys don't even utilize it. And really what it does is, if there's a building code that needs to be brought up to par based on current building code, but it would exceed the cost of a roof, whatever that may be, on what the insurance company is willing to replace it, this coverage would kick in and we can get that covered for you. So some townhomes don't have this type of coverage. Some do. So many homeowners do. And it's very helpful because building codes change all the time in Florida, obviously because of hurricanes and fires and so forth, because Florida is the #1 state in the entire nation for property damage claims. So other than that, that wraps up my little tutorial on townhome damage insurance claims. And if you happen to have any type of claim to the roof, water damage, or a fire, anything involving your townhome, there's certain features of the policy that I can help utilize for you on your behalf to make sure your claim gets not only filed properly, but settled quickly and you get the damages repaired. Some cases, depending on the amount of deductible, I can get that waived as well. But most importantly, you want somebody to represent you that has experience doing townhome damage insurance claims, and I have a lot of experience doing that, and condo association claims as well. So once again, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Bye bye.